All right. Testing, testing. It's been a while. Guys. It's been a while. I'm doing multiple streams on different channels. My main one is Levite Apparel, so because of that, I've been focusing more on that than over here. But I'm here. I'm here. Like I said I would be, I'm here. Right? So today there's a lot that we're gonna be talking about. But before I do, let me check myself and see religious channel. Um, it stands for Christ Fringes Ribbon of Blue. And with that said, let's get started. Let's get started. This video that I'm gonna play is gonna be Myron Golden, and what he's gonna talk about is basically it's it's pretty much Matthew. Hold on one second. So normally, I was trying to segue into what I was gonna do before, and that is talk about more t-shirt related stuff on Levi Apparel, and then I have my other channels where I'm gonna talk about the stuff on the other channels. However, things kind of went south today. Um, my OBS is connected to the Levi Apparel, and because it's connected to the Levi Apparel, it's hard for me to be able to disconnect it. I actually want it connected because this is the easiest way I can do like my segue, all that stuff. I'm used to OBS, right? I'm used to OBS. So with that said, um, let me get started, right? So this is gonna be Myron Gold, right? Myron Golden. Um, let's look at the title. The title says, all right. So here we go. All right. So um, on CFRB Israel, basically I renamed myself as Moses, right? When I was in my when I was in the congregation, I was there. I learned a lot of biblical stuff, and it's kind of hard to just keep it within and not share it. So, with that said, I want to share with you guys so you can know what's going on, and also to use it to help you guys in business. I want to stay more business focused because, listen, we can talk about the world as being doomed and all that stuff. At the end of the day, it's not gonna feed your pockets. It's not gonna put money in your pocket. Your morale, everything is gonna just be in just a state of um, disrest or something like that. Ultimately, 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 I want to give you guys knowledge that will help you and grow you, right? So I may not be the best at what is happening. I may not be the best at what I'm doing, but I know there is a God, right? And all praise Most High. Ultimately, ultimately, let Him be the victor, right? All we can do is just try our best to succeed, and let Him take control, right? So, like I said, I have another channel called CFRB Israel, which I'm probably gonna play this on, reclip it. Now I have my Whiskey Pierre Lewis channel, right? That's the channel that I mostly focus on, like stuff like, for example, where I talk about um, reviews and stuff, right? Politics. And then I have this channel where I normally, which would be Levi Apparel that I'm doing the live on, but you guys probably gonna see on CFRB Israel when I reclip it. I mostly focus on reviews on t-shirts and apparels, right? So I cut everything so it's not in one group and you guys don't get, you know, clusterfucked, in other words. So now since I don't know. We'll figure this out. I think what I'm gonna do is basically go on OBS, and while I'm on OBS, no. Is it Streamlab? StreamYard? Oh, StreamYard. I'm gonna go on StreamYard and I'm gonna learn how to do the sharing and all that stuff so I can be able to give you guys information that's really important, because I want to do the clip offs, and then I want to talk and stuff like that. So we're gonna get there, but for now, OBS is connected to Levi Apparel, so there's nothing I can do, right? The other laptop I have, I think that's the one I'm gonna be doing StreamYards on. Myron Golden. Is it Myron Gold or Myron Golden? Either way, let's take a look. Yeah. So today is how to stop. Oh. Mm. Oh. I'm looking at that. I'm like, damn. It's a powerful. Oh man, it's powerful. Anyways, let's get it going.
Way more than 7, but I figured I could probably get through 7 today. Maybe I can get through at least the first one.
Weird. That is weird. Let's pause. All right. So, the title said how to stop sabotage. Sabotage is a very powerful word. It's a very powerful word. When you are sabotaging yourself, you're stopping yourself from being able to succeed. And that's why I paused, because I'm like, yo, that is a powerful word right there. That's a very powerful word. Very powerful word. Crazy. Man. I had to pause. That's a man. All right, here we go. We're back. All right, we're back. So, as I'm doing this little review on his what he's talking about, let's go back. I had to stop. You know, CFRB Israel, I've been wanting to start it for a minute. I got the subscribers. I put a couple videos. I took down some videos. And things were going great, right? I built this area strictly for CFRB Israel. And what ended up happening was I didn't continue. I just stopped and paused because I had so much on my plate that I couldn't eat it all. But I learned from somebody important in my life that said, hey, if you're going to start some kind of what, I got to just keep pushing it. So, CFRB Israel, I want it to be about mostly growth economically and religiously, right? And believe it or not, both of those go together, because religiously is the focus on your soul, finding strength, stability, growth, right? Financially is you being able to grow financially, you being able to solve problems financially, and ultimately succeeding in everything that you do monetarily, right? If this makes sense, it makes sense. If this for somebody, it's for somebody. You can do it. All right. So let's get started.
Here's what I've discovered. Internal conflict number 1 in World War Me is this: the conflict between desire and expectation. And I am telling you that your internal conflict between desire and expectation.
I gotta say this, man. God is good. Because normally this is fuzzy and you can't really see it. But Most High is good. He said, nah, this is gonna be sharp. And let's give a praise and applause for the Most High and also Myron Gold. Let's go.
Is robbing you of the energy to take action in the direction of your dreams. What do I mean by that? I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you an illustration on my trusty digital blackboard, and you'll understand more what I'm talking about. This absolutely blows my mind, but this is how it actually works. So inside of us, it's so interesting that it says in the book of James that a double-minded man is unstable in what? All of his ways. So internal conflicts are like really doing a job on you. Okay, so inside of us, with regard to pretty much any given thing,
If he watches this on the replay, I love his drawings.
we have an internal tug of war between D and E. Now, D stands for desire, E stands for expectation. In fact, I just thought of something really cool. Oh, Myron, you cracked yourself up. So inside of me, there's an internal tug of war between desire and expectation. and this internal conflict that I have with desire and expectation, if I'm unaware of how desire and expectation could keep me stuck for decades. How? Because in the conflict with desire and expectation, I'm going to say something y'all may not love too much. Expectation always wins. When there is a conflict between desire and expectation always wins. What? Always. So if you desire to do better, but you expect to do worse, you're going to do worse.
You know, I watched this video before. I think expectation is the result. At the end of the day, you're still going to get the result. But what will the result be?
If you desire to succeed in business, but you expect to fail in business, you are going to fail in business.
This is why I like this guy, man. Like, when I wanted to start this whole thing, right? Call it whatever you will, right? Ultimately, my goal for this channel is this. I want to have you guys watch this. YouTube pays out content creators. I want to be able to use the membership, the content creating payments and stuff, and reward you guys. That's the main goal of this channel. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people out there that just needs a little bit leg up, right? A little bit leg up. Somebody might be missing a $50 and they need it. That's coming. Somebody might need $100 and because they're one bill away from just having issues. I've been there. You know, struggles are still going on. Life is still tough, right? I understand. I want to be able to do that. You know, 5. I want to be able to do that. 1K. Who knows? One day I want to be able to do that for you guys, right? But obviously I'm gonna set up a membership so you guys can join and then get it that way, because there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be on this channel that's gonna be getting rewarded, and I want to be able to do it on a membership basis. And those who are coming in, who are new, who haven't been watching, staying here, learning about the channel, going through the hardship with me of building. I may have enough subscribers, but I'm still not fully monetized because the hours are not fully there. So yo, let's get this going, right? But
if you're in sales and you desire to make sales, but you expect to not make sales, you are not going to make sales. If you desire to get in shape, but you expect it not to work, you are not going to get in shape. It doesn't matter what it is. When and if desire and expectation are in conflict with each other inside of me or you or any other human being, expectation always wins. Now, that sounds almost like insurmountable, doesn't it? But it's not. Because there is something you can do. There's a way you can get desire to win.
oh boy, here we go. Give me a second. Got muted. All right, and let's see. Bam. And play. All right, cool. Yeah, listen. The premium was supposed to renew itself. It didn't renew itself, so I gotta go in and actually set up the payment, all that, and then try to see if I can get it automatically set up again. But either way, right? I'm gonna let this commercial play. Oh, that's cool. It's about Massachusetts. Interesting. But yeah. So what he was talking about, basically, you have. Let me change it up. You have an intake. So imagine you have something that you're putting whatever you want in. At the end is the results. So if you seek positivity, at the end, what you're gonna get is more positivity. If you put negativity, at the end, what you're gonna get is more negativity. Right? Now, that's not exactly what he's saying. He's gonna explain himself a little bit more, but I want to give my take on like my opinion on a little bit. Whatever you want, work for it. But to work for it, you got to have the mindset to want it. When you have the mindset to want it and you work for it and you push forward to seek ways to get it, your result is good. But if you sleep on your opportunities and you don't do anything to succeed, you don't try your best to succeed, guess what? You're going to fail. You're going to fail. Your result is failure, because if you're not putting in the work, at the end of the day, you're going to have failure. Now, there are so many tools out there to help you, but you got to seek and find those tools, right? For example, if you want good credit, there are credit programs that's there to help you have good credit. What they do, they evaluate your credit, they see what you need to work on, they help you work on it. If you have an old one that's like 7 years old, you can write them a letter, they can bring down the payments, then you can pay it out, right? Or they can just forgive it, you put it on your taxes and you're done, right? Or and this is not financial information, it's just things that's obvious to most people, right? But if you're not seeking ways to fix your life financially, it's gonna be hard to succeed, right? It's gonna be hard to succeed. Now, this is like a rough sketch of this channel on what I want to talk about. But at the end of the day, as I go through time, this is all gonna vibe. You know what I mean? This is all gonna vibe. So hang on. Commercial's almost done, so you got me for a little bit, right? But yeah. At the end of the day, success is what we're seeking, and to get that result, you gotta be able to put in, to put in the work, and at the end of putting in the work, you're gonna get the result that you want. All right. So, hold on one second. Let's go back to the channel.
The reason expectation always wins is because expectation is a greater superpower than desire. One of the things we know about desire from King Solomon, the wisest, wealthiest man who ever lived, he said, desire shall fail. But one thing Jesus told us about expectation is what? If you can believe, all things are possible to him that believes. So expectation is your greatest superpower. Your ability, but you have to understand that expectation is sometimes an unharnessed superpower. Kind of like The Greatest American Hero. Y'all remember that show? Some of y'all are old enough to remember the show The Greatest American Hero. If you haven't, it's literally worth watching the theme song and just watching the show come on YouTube. Just type in Greatest American Hero intro song on YouTube and go watch it. And there's this guy, he was a teacher, and these aliens came and they left his superhero suit, and he put the superhero suit on, but the wind blew and the directions blew away, and so he had these superpowers, but he didn't know how to use them. So he could fly, but he couldn't land. Right? He always came crashing through a wall. And the song was like, believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could be so free. Believe it or not, I'm going to pray. Believe it or not, it's just me. And so there's a song, and there's this guy that had these superpowers, and it's so much like an allegory of how life works. We're all walking through life with a superpower called expectation, but we lost the instruction. We didn't lose the instruction. We just didn't realize that The Bible is the instructions. And so we're not looking for the instructions in the instructions, so we don't find the instructions, so we're walking around with these superpowers that we don't know how to use. Okay, so.
Okay. So let me see if I can give this my little bit of my take on this, right? So, to paraphrase, what he's basically saying is this: in life, we have so much abilities to succeed in everything that we do. But sometimes we're forgetting the instruction of life that helps us, basically with the cheat code, right? And that cheat code is called the Bible, right? A lot of people don't realize a lot of movies are made and are captivating you because they're based on the Bibles. These movies give you morals, they give you values, understanding on the character's day-to-day life. But in actuality, the people who knows it, they know it's the Bible that gives you the instruction to succeed. So, for example, the title of this is The Fight Within, Parable of the Talents, right? We all have talents, but to release that talent, you have to understand the proper instructions on how to grow yourself, how to properly release those talents, right? I'll take me for example, right? So I like to draw. I'm very creative, and I went to art school and all that. I took AP art. That's advanced placement art. That's the highest level of art you can do in high school. And also I took art in college and all that. And the field I'm in, believe it or not, it's actually art inspired, right? It's in the health field. So with all that said, I honed in on my talents, and I was able to push it out so it could grow. But the only way I was able to do that was by going back to the Bible, right? Whenever I'm doing something, I always see God to see how I can grow, right? And as I'm learning, as I'm saying it, it's, for me, it's unbelievable, right? Because the instruction is always within our midst. Everybody, no matter if you're an atheist or not, has a Bible or has come into contact with a Bible in their life. Why? Because your instruction of life will always be around you and will always be here for you. It all depends on if you seek it or not, right? So now I'm talking in parables right now because what is the point? The point is, if you want to do something, right? Literally, all you have to do is just go into Google, and God made it easy by creating somebody with the talent of technology to create something called the internet to give you that information. So guess what? The Bible is not lost to you. Everybody has the Bible in the palm of their hands. You can download it right now if you want. You can download it if you want, right? So, but guess what? If it's able to download in your phone, that means it's always been there. You just need to seek it. And if you don't seek it, guess what? You're not going to know what to do and how to move in life, right?
So expectation is a force to be reckoned with. It's one of those things that we have to learn how to use. Now, I'll tell you what
You know, I just noticed as he's talking about expectation, you have, let's say you have the direction on what to do, and the expectation is what the result is, right? The Bible is that direction, and the expectation is how you apply it.
I mean by that in a minute. So I said expectation always wins, right? So what you can do, how can I get, if expectation and desire in conflict, how can I get desire to win? Well, that's easy. All you have to do is take your expectation and, I know this will work. I know this, come on, it's not working. So it's not working the way I wanted it to work. Okay, so here's I'm going to try it one more time because basically what you have to do is you have to recruit your expectation to pull in the same direction as your desire. Now, what does that mean? That means you have to set an intention to only expect desirable outcomes. You have to set an intention to only see what we do.
I don't want to play too much. This is 54 minutes. So let me go back to me. Go back to me. Give me a second. Bam. All right, guys. So like I said, right? Or like he said, everything is within you. Everything is within you. And when you seek to change, when you seek to succeed, all you need is just the Bible. All you need is just the strength within you. All you need is that desire to equal to that intention. Right? Hey, it is what it is. If you got something from this, you got something from this. Right? But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, cool. All right, like I said, I was gonna do this on my other channel. I'm gonna have to just reclip it. It's for some reason the live on the OBS I have it set up strictly for Levi Apparel on this laptop. So I didn't know. I didn't know, but it is what it is. Right? I'm learning as I go. Right? And that's the best way to learn. Right? You start walking, you trip, you get up, and you keep walking. Eventually, you get better. Right? So, let me go into something else. So,